Hey everybody, I had a viewer request about how to transplant something into the ground from a container. Well, if your garden soil is all ready to go, it's pretty easy. Just dig a hole and plop it in. My garden soil is balanced to the right pH, which is about a 6.5. You might want to get a soil test first, and if you need to adjust it, they can give you advice. The county extension office, for example, can give you advice on how to adjust the pH. Other than that, I'm going to give these a good dose of organic matter and some inorganic fertilizer. But let's get started by digging holes for these tomatillos. You want to make sure you dig a hole deep enough for a couple inches on each side of the pot root-bound plants. And you see how compacted this dirt gets after the rain hits it. This is why I'm going to amend it with some organic matter, because this dirt is pretty sandy clay and the roots aren't going to like that. So here's how I'm going to amend this. I've got some old compost here, and it's various woody and green plant debris, and I'm just going to work in a pretty good amount. If you don't have compost, you can get cow manure from the garden store, composted cow manure. And then I'm going to use this. This is 10-10-10 fertilizer. That means 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, 10% potassium. I'm going to mix all this together, and that's what we're going to use to backfill the hole. So I'm going to use a little bit now with some of that fertilizer in it. Now I'll put the plant in, and then I'll backfill with this. This is a tomatillo plant that my friend grew all summer, and he got pretty much sick of it. And you see it's got some yellowing leaves. It's not really vigorous. I'm going to put it in here just because he was going to throw it out, and I bet we can get some good tomatillos before, say, October sets in. So to get it out, you want to make sure that you don't disturb the stems. And this is a big plant, but you see how it pops right out? Alright, then maybe rough up the outside just a little bit. Don't go crazy. Let all those little feeder roots kind of start to spread out and plop it in. You don't want it any deeper than the original level of the dirt. And so now I'm going to go ahead and start working this in. Now you don't want any air spaces. No air spaces between the existing root ball and the dirt that you're jamming in. So I just use my fingers like this. I'm going to go all the way around it, working in that new dirt. Here, let me show you. Right there. Just jab it in like that. You can be fairly firm about this. And when we water it, that'll take out some of those air spaces too. One other thing I usually do is berm up all the extra dirt about a foot out away from the plant. And that's going to make like a trough where the water will hold until it soaks in. Otherwise, your water is just going to run right away from the plant. And now give it a good watering. I'd say for this plant, probably about 2 gallons of water. And I'm also watering the berm. I want all that soil to settle, and it'll slowly soak in. We're just going to let that grow, and I'll get back to you with an update.